Many men in their 50s and 60s find they have to go to the toilet urinary-wise maybe 3 or 4 times a night. Now that is indicative of an inflamed prostate. You see, the prostate gland is like about the size of a small walnut, and the urinary tubes go through the prostate. So if the prostate's inflamed, it can squeeze off the urinary flow. So an inflamed prostate can be helped by a herb called saw pimento, reduces inflammation of the prostate gland. Also stinging nettle tea can be drunk, and small willow leaf. They are probably the 3 main herbs that are known to help with the prostate. Also with the prostate, it's often inflamed because of high testosterone, and high testosterone is often the result of high estrogen.
Let me ask you a question. How many times did you get up last night? Once? Twice? More? And when you finally got back to bed, did you just lie there staring at the ceiling, praying for just one solid night of sleep, feeling utterly exhausted before your day has even begun? Here's a truth most men never hear. Those nightly trips aren't just annoying, they're a warning sign. A signal that a single common daily habit is actively damaging your prostate, making it larger and more inflamed. You do this habit without a second thought. But I can guarantee after this video, you will never look at that long car ride or that just one more email the same way again. Stay with me. What you're about to learn changes everything. Before we start, drop in the comments from where you are watching this video and what health topic you'd like to see in the next video. As a special thank you for joining us today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to subscribers. So, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment about why you want to win my best-selling book. Let's be honest with each other for a moment. How many times have you brushed it off? That extra trip to the bathroom, the weak stream, the feeling that you're never quite empty. You tell yourself it's just my age, and you try to ignore it. But that feeling in the pit of your stomach, that's your body telling you something is wrong. We've been told that suffering is just a normal part of getting older, but that is one of the most dangerous lies we're sold. The truth is, while some change is natural, the severity of what so many men experience today is not. It's a direct result of how we live our modern lives. Our diets, our daily stress, and our habits are creating a constant state of inflammation in our bodies that zeroes in on the prostate, making it larger and more irritated. This isn't just happening by chance. What about a male? With a male, low sperm count can be a symptom. Also, inability to hold an erection. It's called PD, penile dysfunction. The current figures in Australia are 50% of men over the age of 40 are struggling with this one. Also, prostate problems. Prostate problems is a result of a hormonal imbalance. Well, again, there are other factors that come into play, as you will see, but it's one of the main causes. Too much of the female hormone can cause a man to be effeminate, and too much of the male hormone can cause a woman to be masculine. Why this matters. And this is the most critical part to understand. This goes far beyond a simple annoyance. This is about the quality and length of your life. Waking up 5 times a night isn't just inconvenient, it's a serious health risk. Chronic sleep deprivation weakens your heart, clouds your mind and drains your energy, making you vulnerable to falls and illness. It can lead to depression and a feeling of isolation. Left unchecked, prostate problems can cause kidney damage and other serious complications. This isn't about fear, it's about power. The power to understand what's really happening in your body and the power to change it. What you do next matters. Let's talk about the 10 habits that are secretly making everything worse and what you can do to finally start fighting back. Habit 1, poor hydration. Let's start with something simple yet absolutely crucial. The water you drink, or more likely, the water you're not drinking enough of. This is habit number 1, poor hydration. Think about the last time you looked into the toilet bowl. Was your urine a dark yellow, even an amber colour? Most men see that and think nothing of it. But I need you to see that for what it really is, a warning light on your body's dashboard. That dark colour means your urine is highly concentrated, full of metabolic waste and acids. Now, imagine that acidic, concentrated fluid sitting in your bladder for hours. It doesn't just sit there harmlessly, it acts as a constant irritant, a chemical burn right against your prostate gland. This relentless irritation triggers inflammation and swelling, making an already sensitive situation much, much worse. Your goal isn't to flood your system all at once. It's steady, consistent hydration throughout the day. You're aiming for pale yellow, almost clear urine. That's the sign you're diluting those irritants and flushing them out, giving your prostate the calm, non-toxic environment it needs to stay healthy. This isn't a complicated medical treatment. It's a glass of water. But it's one of your most powerful tools. Habit 2, the red meat regimen. Let's talk about what's on your plate, specifically that steak, burger, or pile of bacon so many of us love. This is habit 2, the daily consumption of red meat. This is a tough one to hear, but you need to understand what's happening inside you. When you eat red meat, especially processed meats like sausages and salami, your body has to work hard to break it down. This process creates inflammatory compounds. It's like throwing a lit match into your system. And that inflammation doesn't just stay in your stomach, it circulates everywhere, including your prostate gland, irritating it and encouraging it to grow. It's a silent, slow process. You won't feel it happening today or tomorrow, but over months and years, it adds up significantly. Furthermore, all that rich, fatty meat contributes directly to weight gain, particularly around your belly. That extra abdominal fat isn't just inactive padding, it itself produces inflammatory chemicals that worsen the problem, and it adds physical pressure on your pelvic region, squashing your bladder and prostate. I'm not saying you have to give it up forever, but you must break the habit of having it every single day. Think of it not as deprivation, but as strategic defense. Saving that steak for a special weekend meal instead of a weekly routine is a powerful step toward calming that internal fire. Habit 3, the chronic stress cycle. Now, let's address something that might surprise you, something that doesn't seem directly related to your prostate at all. This is habit 4, living with chronic stress. You might be thinking, what does my stress have to do with my prostate? The connection is direct and powerful. When you're constantly stressed, worried, or anxious, your body is flooded with stress hormones like cortisol. This is your fight or flight response, and it's meant for short-term emergencies. When it's always on, it causes chaos. This hormonal surge causes the tiny muscles in your pelvic floor to clench and stay tight, restricting blood flow to the entire area. Your prostate gets less oxygen and nutrients while inflammatory waste products build up. It also directly fuels systemic inflammation, telling your body and your prostate to stay in a state of high alert and irritation. This constant tension can make urination difficult and contribute to that feeling of never being fully comfortable. Your stress isn't just in your head, it's literally residing in your pelvis. Breaking this habit means making a non-negotiable appointment with yourself every single day to de-stress. A 10-minute walk, sitting quietly with your eyes closed, deep breathing. This isn't frivolous me time. This is active, crucial medicine for your prostate health. Habit 4, ignoring your waistline. This next habit is one you can see in the mirror every single day. This is habit 5, ignoring your waistline. I want you to go find a tape measure right now. I'll wait. Because this isn't about vanity, it's about visceral fat, and that's a medical term you need to know. That belly fat, the kind that makes your waistband tight, isn't just passive storage, it's metabolically active, acting like its own rogue organ. It pumps out a constant stream of inflammatory chemicals called cytokines directly into your bloodstream. Think of it as a factory inside your body that produces irritation 24/7 and that inflammation flows directly to your prostate, encouraging growth and swelling. But it's also a physical problem. That extra weight in your abdomen is a heavy burden. It presses down on your entire pelvic region, squashing your bladder and prostate. This constant pressure weakens pelvic muscles and makes it even harder to fully empty your bladder, creating a vicious cycle of retention and irritation. Your goal is clear: a waistline under 40 inches or 100 centimetres. Hitting that number isn't just about looking better, it's one of the most effective anti-inflammatory strategies you can possibly do for your long-term prostate health. Habit 5, over-caffeinating. Now let's talk about your morning ritual and maybe your afternoon pick-me-up. This is habit 6, over-caffeinating. That coffee, tea or soda is doing a real number on your prostate, and it's a two-part attack. First, caffeine is a diuretic. It pushes water out of your body, leaving you less hydrated. This leads to the very problem we discussed in habit 1, highly concentrated acidic urine that irritates your bladder and prostate lining. But the second effect is even more direct. Caffeine is a powerful stimulant that irritates the bladder itself and causes the muscles at the base of your bladder, right where your prostate is, to contract and tighten up. This is a double disaster. It makes you feel like you have to go more urgently while simultaneously making it physically harder to actually empty your bladder completely. You're left with that frustrating feeling of urgency followed by a weak, unsatisfying stream. You don't have to quit cold turkey, but limiting yourself to 1 cup in the morning and switching to decaf or water later can bring immense relief. But in my last minute before I stop, just one more thing. What about men? Because men are not cyclic, men don't stop. They just use the yam cream every day. Why would a man use it? He would use it for prostate problems. He would also use it for penile dysfunction. He would use it for low sperm count. He would use it for maybe too much of the female hormone. You see, with a man with prostate problems, when estradiol levels go too high, it can cause a drop in testosterone and a drop in progesterone. And so boosting progesterone means testosterone is balanced and the estrogen is born back under control. Because when testosterone goes too high, then dihydrotestosterone is produced or converted, and that causes inflammation of the prostate gland. And so that's where these yam creams can help with male problems as well. Habit 6, a sedentary lifestyle. Let's talk about your chair. That comfortable spot where you might spend hours reading, watching TV, or browsing the web. This is habit 7, living a sedentary lifestyle, and it's quietly crushing your pelvic health. When you sit for long, uninterrupted periods, you are putting constant direct pressure on your prostate and pelvic floor. This isn't just about feeling stiff. This pressure significantly reduces blood flow to the entire area. Think of it like a gentle tourniquet. Without healthy blood flow, your prostate gets starved of vital oxygen and nutrients it needs to repair itself and stay healthy. At the same time, metabolic waste products and inflammatory chemicals can't be carried away. They just pool and fester, creating a toxic environment that encourages enlargement and irritation. This isn't about becoming a gym rat. It's about breaking the cycle of stillness. The solution is beautifully simple. Move. Set a timer for every 45 minutes. When it goes off, get up, walk to the kitchen for a glass of water, walk to the mailbox, just pace around your living room for 3 minutes. This small act relieves the pressure, restores circulation, and is one of the most effective yet overlooked ways to care for your prostate every single day. Habit 7, neglecting pelvic floor exercises. This next habit might make you think, wait, aren't those for women? That's the biggest misconception out there. This is habit 8, neglecting your pelvic floor. Gentlemen, these muscles are your body's natural prostate support system. You have a sling of muscles called the pelvic floor that cradles your bladder, prostate, and bowels. When these muscles are weak, which happens with age, weight gain, and yes, sitting too much, they provide poor support. This weakness contributes to urgency, leaking, and crucially, the inability to fully empty your bladder, which irritates the prostate. Strengthening them is your secret weapon. The exercise is called a Kegel. Here's how to find the right muscle. The next time you urinate, try to stop the flow midstream. The muscle you clench to do that is your pelvic floor. Do not make a habit of stopping your urine. Just use that once to identify the feeling. Now, you can practice anywhere, sitting in your chair, lying in bed. Clench that muscle and hold it tight for 3 seconds, then relax for 3 seconds. That's 1 rep. Aim for 10 reps, 3 times a day. Breathe normally, don't hold your breath. It will feel strange at first, but within a few weeks, you'll notice better control, less urgency, and stronger flow. You are literally building the internal support your prostate needs. Habit 8, smoking and excessive alcohol. We need to talk about 2 of the biggest sources of toxins and inflammation. This is habit 9, smoking and excessive alcohol. If you do nothing else, addressing this habit can have the most dramatic impact. Every single time you light a cigarette, you are inhaling thousands of chemicals directly into your bloodstream. Your body recognizes these chemicals as poison, triggering a massive system-wide inflammatory response to fight them off. This inflammatory war rages through your veins and settles in your tissues, including your prostate, dramatically worsening irritation and swelling. Furthermore, these toxins damage your blood vessels, reducing the crucial blood flow your prostate needs to stay healthy. Alcohol, especially in excess, is a double agent. It severely dehydrates you, leading to that concentrated acidic urine we know is so damaging. But it also acts as a direct bladder irritant, much like caffeine, causing spasms and worsening that feeling of urgency and frequency. A single beer or glass of wine on occasion is one thing, but making it a daily habit or having several drinks at a time is pouring fuel on the fire of prostate inflammation. Giving your body a break from these assaults is not just good for your lungs and liver, it's one of the best things you can do to calm your prostate down. Habit 9, ignoring regular checkups. Now this perhaps the most dangerous because it's about inaction. This is habit 10, ignoring regular checkups. So many men operate on the if it ain't broke, don't fix it principle, or worse, the if I don't know about it, I don't have to deal with it philosophy. But prostate issues are progressive. By the time you're getting up 5 times a night and it truly feels broke, the problem is already advanced. The power of a regular checkup is in establishing a baseline. A simple PSA blood test and a quick exam give your doctor a number and a feeling for what's normal for you. Then we can watch for changes over time. Catching a trend early is everything. It's the difference between managing a condition with simple lifestyle changes and facing more serious interventions down the road. This is about being the CEO of your own health. You are being proactive, not reactive. That annual appointment isn't a nuisance, it's your most important strategy for keeping your independence and your quality of life for years to come. Habit 10, the number 1 habit, holding your urine. And now, the habit I warned you about at the very start. The one that does more direct, immediate damage than almost anything else. This is the number 1 habit you must break. Holding your urine for extended periods. You've all done it. You're on a long drive and decide to hold it until the next exit. You're in the middle of a good movie and don't want to get up. You're in a meeting and think it's impolite to excuse yourself. It seems harmless, even responsible. But I need you to understand what's actually happening inside your body when you do this. You're not just stretching your bladder like a balloon. You are creating a dangerous backup system. That bladder, now over full, begins to exert intense pressure downwards. That pressure isn't just on the bladder itself, it's directly on your prostate gland, crushing it and causing mechanical irritation and swelling. But it gets worse. That urine sitting in your bladder becomes more and more concentrated and acidic the longer it sits. So you are essentially marinating your prostate in a toxic, irritating bath, forcing it to swell against a relentless physical pressure. For men whose pelvic muscles are already weakened with age, this is a disaster. Your bladder has to strain violently to overcome the resistance of a swollen prostate, leading to more muscle damage and less complete emptying. It's a vicious, destructive cycle that starts with the simple decision to wait. Listen to your body's first signal. It's not a suggestion, it's an urgent request for your long-term health. Synergy, an action plan. Now, looking at this list of 10 habits, it can feel overwhelming. You might be thinking, how can I possibly change all of this? Here's the most important takeaway. These habits don't work alone. They are a web, and they support each other. Poor hydration makes your urine more irritating. A sedentary lifestyle leads to weight gain. Weight gain increases inflammation. Stress leads to poor sleep and bad food choices. It's all connected. But here's the beautiful part. That connection works in your favor too. Fixing one habit actively helps you break another. Drinking more water helps you feel fuller, aiding weight loss. Going for a daily walk reduces stress and helps manage your waistline. Doing your Kegels gives you back a sense of control. So your action plan is this. Do not try to change all 10 at once. That is a recipe for failure. Look back at this list. Which one are you most guilty of? Which one resonates the most? Start with that one single habit. If you chose habit number 3, holding your urine, your goal this week is simple. Respond to the first urge every single time. Plan your car journeys around rest stops. Pause the movie. Excuse yourself from the table. Master that one habit for 2 weeks. Once it feels automatic, then you pick your second habit, maybe drinking more water. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Small, consistent victories create lasting change. You are untangling the web, one strand at a time. I know this was a lot of information, but I need you to hear this clearly. Your prostate health is not a lottery ticket. It is not just blind luck or bad genetics. It is profoundly and directly influenced by the choices you make every single day. You have just been given a powerful map. A map that details the 10 pitfalls that are sabotaging your comfort, your sleep, and your vitality. But more importantly, you now have the tools to navigate around them. This is about taking back control. It's about refusing to accept that suffering is your normal. You have the power to reduce inflammation, to ease pressure, to calm your body, and to finally get the rest you deserve. This isn't just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. More energy, more freedom, and more peace of mind. The power to change this doesn't lie in a prescription bottle. It lies with you. It starts with your next meal, your next glass of water, your next decision to get up and move. Your future comfort is built by the choices you make today. You can do this. If this video helped you understand what's really going on, please share it with a friend, a brother, or your spouse. You could dramatically improve someone's quality of life with a single click. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and tap the bell so you don't miss our next videos. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay healthy.